good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video, as you can see. Wherever you're watching this from. Y'all like my little... Let's go ahead. Wherever you're watching this from, we are back with another video. And today I just want to talk about anxiety and depression in America, especially right now. A lot of people are seeming to experience, and I know it's been happening for a long time. I know today is simply just not the first day that has happened. But people have been experiencing anxiety and depression for a long time. And even more so today because of the state of the world, right? Now, the way the world is right now, I can say, honestly, I know there's a lot of people that are overly anxious. There's a lot of people that are feeling uneasy and feeling like giving up, feeling a lot of depression right now. And it has a lot to do with the state of the world. It does have a lot to do with that. It has a lot to do with the feeling of uncertainty that we're dealing with, that we're experiencing. So a lot of it has to do with us not understanding what to do next, right? We've been through all these trials with the government. We've been through all these phases. We've been through all these things. And, you know, even job security right now is not a secure thing. Like what once was isn't the same as it was. You remember a few years back, depending on how old you are, and if you work, depending on how much you remember, there was a time before where maybe it wasn't the best for working and everything, but you could make it, right? Like you could at least slide by, right? You could skate by and you would be fine, to say the sense, to say it in the least. You would be fine, right? You knew that your next check was going to be able to pay your bills, or you knew that the check after that, maybe if you save, maybe if you budget, you'll be able to save your bill or pay your bills, maybe save a little bit of money, maybe go out to eat on the weekend, maybe go on a trip every once in a while. There was a time where you could do that with no problem. You could stack up, you could save, you was fine. But now it's uncertain. The job market is terrible. The economy is terrible. And all we have to go by is words and aspirations. No real effective action that will take us from point A to point B, or from point B to point A. And what I mean by, now, there's gonna always be certain people that aren't dependent on the government, aren't dependent on any type of financial aid and things like that. But there's a large percentage of people that do depend on those things. And just seeing what happened with the government shutdown and the SNAP benefits and all that stuff, it really brought to light how many people are actually struggling, right? I was never one of those people that were worried about that because I don't receive SNAP benefits. I don't receive financial aid or any of those things. But even before that, I was seeing the shift with the job market thing. I was seeing how it was hard to find jobs. Like, I was at a job for 4 years. So well, just about 4 years. From 2022, well, I would say it's about 4 years because we're almost in 2026. So from 2022 to 2025, almost 2026. And even then, I realized the job that I was at, even though that I made decent money, I was in I made decent money. I was in a position that I was fine, right? Like, I wasn't struggling. I wasn't, not able to pay my bills and things like that. But I did not want to stay in the line of work that I was staying in. Now, I'll keep that personal. But I didn't want to stay in the line of work that I was staying in. And I looked. I got online. I applied myself. And this was maybe 2023, 2024 that I was applying myself, and even some in 2025, I was applying myself to different jobs, different places, different companies, different fields of work. And I can't tell you exactly when the shift happened, but I would say maybe somewhere around 2023, 2024, there was a shift in the job market that was so big and so impactful that we didn't even see it coming yet until now, right? So now when you go back and you look, maybe there's videos as old as 2-3 years old where everybody's getting online. And when I mean everybody, I'm not saying literally every single person on the planet, but I'm saying like a large majority of people. So when I say everybody, I'm generalizing a large majority of people that I see, right? So when I say that, maybe from 2023, 2024, you were seeing people get online applying for jobs and not being able to find work. People that were qualified, people that went to college, people that have degrees, masters, bachelors, so on and so forth. And they couldn't find a great job in the field that they wanted to work in. And at some point in time, companies, business owners, they switched to AI integration for looking at applications on the majority of things, because I don't see a lot of people doing the old school way of trying to get a job by actually walking in the corporation or walking in the company and trying to physically apply, ask for an application, because that's how it used to be. You used to go to a company, you walk in there, you would ask, hey, do you guys got any applications? They give you an application. You fill out the application. They will tell you to come and bring it back. And then they'll let you know. They'll call you if you got the job. Now, everything is digital. Everything is on the internet. So you have apps like Indeed, Snagajob, whatever. I mean, there's so many different apps. Glassdoor, this, that. There's so many different apps where you can go and apply yourself to a job. But at some point, real people, well, they opted out of real people viewing the applications. And when I mean they, I mean the business owners, the companies. They allowed for, if you was to put in an application, that it could be reviewed by artificial intelligence instead of a real human being to read your qualifications, to read your stuff. So I don't know when that shift happened, but it happened. And now you're seeing it. Hold on. Now you're seeing it all the time. You're seeing it almost every day about how bad the job market is. But for me, like I said, I've been seeing it for a few years. So before we got to this point, before we got to as bad as it is, I've been seeing a steady decline in the job markets, and the applications and the apps, they degraded. Like, because I've got jobs personally off of Snagajob, I've got jobs off of Indeed, right? And these were years and years ago, even before 23, 24. I mean, way back in 2019, 2018, 2017, right? Like, these were very prominent sites at one point. These were very, very great apps to go on. There was jobs flooding the apps, and it was not hard to find a position. Like I can contest to that. It was not hard to find a position in that point in time. But now you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people applying for the same jobs, the same positions, the same roles, and everything else. A lot of them are qualified. Most of them aren't. But it doesn't matter at this point, because we're all getting thrown into a pool where your applications, and of course, if you're smart enough, you can opt out of artificial intelligence reading your application. But we all got thrown into a melting pot, basically, of saying everybody's gonna apply for this job, right? Thousands and thousands of people that needed a job, because we didn't know the job market was gonna be so bad. So thousands and thousands of people was applying for a job, the same job, same position, but they're not getting any callbacks, or they're getting interviews and they're going through 3 or 4 rounds of interviews, and then they're still not getting callbacks. So there is still jobs to be found out here, but the more important message is it's causing a high case of anxiety, and it's causing a high percentage of uncertainty, where people feel like they don't know what to do. And then you do have a lot of people that are prideful, and they feel like, I went to college, I went to school, I'm a graduate, I have a degree, so I can't just work for minimum wage, or I can't just work for a job that isn't going to pay me what I feel like I'm worth. And then you do have a lot of immigrants that come in and they work and they accept less pay. So it was a lot easier for companies to hire these people and tell them, hey, it's no problem. It was a lot easier for these people to come in and start businesses, because they took less, but they worked more. And I will say, a lot of us Americans, sometimes I won't say we're physically lazy, but we have a lazy mentality sometimes of not wanting to work despite what we're working for, just because we still got to pay the bills. A lot of people feel like, man, I'm too qualified to work at these rinky-dink low down jobs and this and this. And so people feel like, because they set themselves up to a point in life where they feel like, I can't go back down from here, so I just don't know what to do. And that's what I mean by when I say it's a high case of anxiety, because there's people that have bills that outweigh the amount that they're making. Their bills outweigh their wages, and that's causing high anxiety for everybody. Even if you're doing decent, even if you have a job, even if you're in a position where you can budget, still, it seems like bills are coming twice as fast. Time is zooming by fast. And that's all due to the economy. Because if the economy was great, it was booming, and wages were up, people had a will to go to work. Like, now there's some people like me that it doesn't matter. Like, I can't be broke, right? So by any means, I'm going to find a way to make money the right way, because I did it the wrong way. But by any means, I'm gonna find a way to provide for myself and provide for the situation that I'm in, by the grace of God. And that's my personal opinion. So a lot of people, like I said, they have that mentality where they can't work for anything less, right? They just don't know what to do. They're at a spot in their life where they don't know where their next paycheck, or they're living paycheck to paycheck, when there was a point in time where maybe every other check you had to pay your bills, or every other thing you had to pay your bills, and at least you had a couple checks to yourself. Not to the point where it is now, where every single paycheck that you have is going towards some bill. And there's been people that's been struggling and living like that for years, but every single paycheck is going towards some bill. And it's causing high stress. It's causing people, and you can see it in people's actions. You can see it whenever you go and you're driving your car, you're out on the streets. You see people, they're overly anxious. People are they seem like they're always in a rush. People seem like they're always, and that depends on which state you live in. But people seem like they're always in a rush. People seem like they always got to go. They always have to do this. They always got to be this. Nobody's at ease, and especially right now, the anxiety is higher than ever. So it's an eye opener, you know, how much control that the higher ups, the elites, the business owners, that they have over regular people. And that is why I'm saying, us as people now, it's easy for people to just say, well, why don't you just create a business? Like the people that own businesses and stuff, they came up with something, or they did this, they did that, and that's how they got to their business, and that's why they're rich. That's why they're this. That's why they're that. But in reality, if you don't have opportunities to make the money to start your own business, then it's hard to create your own business. And especially if you was on the path to creating your own business or something like that, and you just got knocked down by life, and now you don't have the same situation or the same rooms to be able to build onto to create a business and maybe one day be in the position of one of those people. So it's hard, right? It's tough. Like, life is tough right now. But I'm just here to say, don't give up. Keep giving your all, giving your best. Maybe you have to take a position that you don't want right now. Maybe you have to do whatever and work your way up. Start at the bottom and work your way up. But that's okay. It's okay to do that. It's okay to be able to say yes to a position. It's okay to have that spirit and don't care about what people say, what people think about you. So I'm just saying, in this time right now, the time of struggle, a lot of people are in the time of need. I just want to be a voice of reason and say don't give up, because everybody is going through it. You're not alone. Everybody's going through it. So I feel you. I hear you. And if you happen to see this video, let me know what you think. Let me know how life is for you right now. And it will get better. As long as you keep pushing and you keep going and you give it your all, it will get better. Do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I try to post a video every day or every other day, and once I get to a better position, a better place, I will post a video every single day for you guys. I love you guys. I'm out.